Hey guys, it is Ben, aka the Fuse Box. It is once again time for Fuse Box Engaged. Um, but yeah, it honestly it has been a rough couple days. I'm pretty sure everybody knows why. Unless you're living under a rock, you've heard. Um, so I, along with countless others, have been quite angry, and all we can do really is just give our best to Charlie Kirk's family and try to avoid our more knee-jerk reactions. It's the best way I'd put that. But the show must go on, and I had promised my good buddy, a while back that we would be showing off his awesome book to you all, and I can't let him down. And he's here with me right now in the back. We have got good old Frederic Guimont.
Hey, how you doing, Ben? Thanks for having me on.
Heck yeah, man. How you doing?
I've been good. Despite the tragic events of yesterday and past week, man. It's been like steadily going downhill for a while in the world events. Like, it's been depressing, to be honest. We need some escapism. We need to have some good times. We need to change people's minds a little bit and just chill out for a bit. I think it'll be good.
Yes, indeed. And and Apex is in the chat.
Hey, man. How you doing, Apex?
He's declared himself the Emperor of Texas. So,
that's not going to end well.
Well, I mean, at this point, can we really do worse? I mean, screw it. Let's give it a shot. Why not? Yes, indeed. What is up, Roygen?
Yeah, rest in peace, man.
Yeah. Oof. God. Yeah. I feel bad because I wanted to have more prepped for this stream, but I was just I was just been kind of in a spiral of anger, and I was trying to exercise that out of myself for the show.
Dude, totally understandable, man. I think everyone is feeling the same right now. Me as well. It's like people are just fighting off rage, and there's a lot of people just celebrating this as well. So it's kind of pissing a lot of people off. And
it's one of those things where it's not a shock, but at the same time, it's you're like, really?
Yeah, and it happened on the
going
eve,
there.
Yeah, and it happened on the eve of 9/11, which is today. And so no one's talking about 9/11 today, which is for the first time, I think, since the event happened, that we're not kind of commemorating, sharing memes, talking about the event. Everything's been overshadowed by the tragic events of yesterday with Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. And and that's the thing. It's that double whammy of the shooting happening yesterday and then today being the anniversary of 9/11. Good Lord.
It's a dark period, man.
Well, I'm sorry that your campaign had to be going on during this.
Well, to be honest, it got off to a real good start, man. So I was blessed to, be sheltered from this in the early days. Started off on Commando Saturday, and then Ethan invited me on Sunday on his show, and then on Monday, Comicsgate Live with Katie. So I got a triple whammy, man, to kick it off.
Oh, well, hell yeah.
And I've been streaming every day since, so today's not an exception. Our show must go on.
Yeah.
So I'm not complaining. I'm well, especially when you see the state of other people's lives. You can't complain, man. I'm just blessed right now to be able to spend time working on comics, spend time talking with other creators and things like that. I'm not to be, no one should feel sorry for me at all.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I didn't mean like that kind of pity. I was just feeling bad that like you're just started your campaign, you're going along, and then a horrible tragedy happens
Yeah,
that everybody's distracted with. And it's just
yeah, yeah. But luckily, it's not in the first days. We're on day what? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 5. So this is day 6 or 7, 5, something like that. I'm good at comics, not at math, folks. But
that's okay.
yeah. Yeah.
That's why God invented calculators.
They told us we'd never have calculators going around in math class when I was a kid. You have to
We
learn
weren't
in math
supposed to
because
do
you're not
that.
going to be able to carry a calculator everywhere you go. Now everyone has a calculator all the time.
Yes, so they lied to us.
Well, they didn't know. They were very bad at foreseeing the future. I'll tell you that.
Oh, they knew. They just didn't care. Lord Almighty. So yes, we are here with Ratel. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
You
Probably
are, my
not.
friend. No, you are.
Oh,
You're
okay.
right on the money.
Ratel. Straight out of Quebec.
Correct. Exactly. So we've seen, Marvel Universe takes place in New York, DC Metropolis. I'm taking people to a city they haven't seen very often in comic books, and that is Montreal. It's a city that's half French, half English, has an interesting history to it, and it's a very interesting metropolis.
Well, hell yeah, I don't think I've ever even seen it.
It's the Hollywood of Canada because a lot of films are filmed in Montreal. Like a lot of the X-Men movies were filmed in Montreal. Everything taking place in France was actually filmed in old Montreal because the buildings are reminiscent of that European culture. So it's kind of the Hollywood of Canada.
Well, hell yeah. Actually, was it featured in the Flash TV show?
Could be. I did not see that show.
Because I know that it was filmed in Canada,
Yeah,
and I get the vibe that it might have been Montreal.
it could be a lot because you have a lot of studios over there because it's kind of like the big city in Quebec. Quebec has its own culture, so it has its own TVs and shows and movies being produced here. So Montreal is kind of the hub for that. So it's the cheaper solution to Hollywood. So a lot of times studios will film things here just to save a quick buck.
Well, hell, I would.
Yeah, I mean they do it in England as well. I think England has a lot of studios with tax rebates. So you see a lot of Star Wars was filmed in England, right?
Yeah, we actually had that going for a while in New Orleans, and then I think the last 2 or 3 years that all kind of went away. So our film scene has been dying.
Yeah, I mean Hollywood in general is kind of dying right now. I mean, or it's going through a transformation. People are making their own entertainment. Like people here are watching YouTube tonight. They're not, out in the theaters. They're not on Netflix. We're kind of seeking out our own entertainment, something that's more authentic. Like I can't watch TV anymore. It feels so freaking fake. I just want to, hear people talk about real stuff now, or at
Apex,
least be authentic about it.
oh, definitely. But Apex, send that advice my way because I'm the king of stalling out on campaigns. Nobody stalls out better than I do.
Yeah, and I've got another one running in parallel in Bitcoin. I'm at $370 raised in Bitcoin funds.
Oh,
So-
good lord!
So that brings
Really
me,
love that Bitcoin.
Yeah, man, it's like a modern form of money. It's
I still don't understand entirely what it is. I know like it involves getting data off the computer.
Yeah, it all happens on the computer. All happens through cyberspace, as we say. There's computers that create pages in the ledger if you want. It's like a bank has a ledger of all the transactions. Bitcoin has the same thing, except they call them blocks, right?
Okay.
So the computers put the transactions together, they create a block, and then they race to solve computer programs or computer problems. And the first one that solves it is awarded the block reward. So the computer that contributes to the next block gets the reward, which is a quantity of Bitcoin. So the miners are the one that get the new Bitcoin, and they publish or create transactions. They create the pages of the ledgers and blocks of all the people's transactions exchanging Bitcoin between them.
I only understood about 2 sentences.
Yeah, it feels like the early age of the internet, where everyone was saying, why do I need the internet? Like, I got fax machines. Like, this internet thing's never going to take off. I can easily send a fax to anyone I want with no problems. I'm not going to buy a computer. So that's kind of where we're at with Bitcoin right now. People are starting to wake up. It's growing kind of every day, but it hasn't like hit the mainstream just yet.
We need to bring back dial-up internet. Who's on the phone?
Right. Your mom kicks you off. You were trying to download your first porn image. You just get into the interesting part in the picture, and then you lose connection. What? Your sister picked up the phone. You're like, what's going on?
Can we get a fuse box coin?
Well, see, that's the thing. A lot of people like took the legit technology and they're making scams with it. And everyone's kind of scamming people. So you got to stay away from all that bullshit, right? All the, Hawk Tuah coin. And
I was about to say.
Yeah, everyone cites that one because that's the epitome of stupid ripoff. So don't lose your money in those bullshit. But don't close your mind to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is legit. It's like digital gold. But I'm not going to tell everybody to go out and buy some. I'm going to tell everybody just learn a little bit about it. Get curious about it. Learn about it.
Hey, I asked you what it is, and I couldn't understand 95% of that. So
it's hard to just like explain what it is, like in a podcast like that. It's just, but it's easy to use. Like when you use it, it's just, I show you a QR code on my phone. You take your phone and you take a picture of the QR code, and then you type a number, and then you send it to me. Boom, it's done.
That sounds like it's going to steal my soul.
No, actually, you are bypassing the people who steal your soul, like the bankers and all that. You're bypassing all the control and the intermediaries and the people who want to cancel you, basically. Because the ultimate form of cancellation is they can cancel your Twitter, they can cancel your YouTube, your TikTok, and all the way to the top is just debanking you, right? So what happens when you're debanked? You cannot transact in monetary value. So Bitcoin is the last resort. Bitcoin, they cannot fuck with it. No one can interrupt a Bitcoin transaction, right? Not the government, not the military, no hackers. It's peer-to-peer and totally secure.
Well, I will believe you for now, but I'm still. I don't like this air money. It sounds demonic. We need.
Actually, a lot of Christians are into it. A lot of Christians understand, because remember, Jesus got pissed at the moneylenders, right? And the thing is, what helps understand Bitcoin is starting to understand dollars, because understanding dollars is even more confusing if you can believe it. People use dollars every day, but they don't understand how they're made, how they're created, and how the bank manages them. That's a big scam.
Well, I can see that. I mean, we basically need to go back to trading, tiger pelts and sticks and rocks.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a tiger pelt, I'll be honest.
Exactly. Oh, my lordy. But yeah, it looks like you are doing damn well right here.
Yeah, I think it's off to a good start for somebody who was an unknown last week. I got a lot of help. I got a lot of people retweeting, sharing, liking, and a lot of people buying different. Like it's, and there's not like one that stands out. Like it's very well distributed. Like I've got print versions. I've also got a digital version, and I also got a collector's all three covers option.
Oh
And
yeah.
all of them are kind of doing pretty well. Like there's not one that stands out more than the other. 12 backers digital. You got 4 backers on cover A right there. You know, that's pretty good. 9 backers on this one's, I think, the most popular.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah,
I instinctively chose that for our thumbnail.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it jumps out at you. He's heading straight at you with its speed lines, and some people call. I was thinking of Rob Liefeld when I did this one. I said I want kind of my own Rob Liefeld cover. Let me kind of ape his energy and style in designing this one. So that's kind of the idea I had with that one. I wanted 3 different covers. Of course, people are saying you should have had a cover with a babe on it. I'm like, that's issue number 2.
Yeah.
That's issue number 2, folks. It's coming. Be patient.
Let me guess. That was Mo Biggs.
No, it was Corey Barton.
Okay, I was close though.
It's close. It's close. And 4 backers for this one. This one, headshot with bloodied mouth. Mask is ripped off. You got the eye lens broken there over his eye.
Almost looks heterochroma.
Heterochromatic. Yeah, yes. Because but it's one of the lenses is broken open, and the other you see it's covered by the lens, right?
Can he have actual heterochroma?
No, he's just got normal eyes to this character.
Come on, just tell me yes.
No, I knew a guy who had heterochromia.
Well, ever since Final Fantasy X, I've been really into that.
Yeah, I'll be on Apex's show on Wednesday.
Oh, hell yeah.
Check that out, folks.
So, it is time for me to ask. I have to ask, what is this book about? Like, what's the world like? What's up with our main character? Everything you can tell me that is non-spoilery.
Of course. So imagine, if you will, a dystopian Canada where the government is corrupt and steering the country into communism.
Oh, that sounds way too far-fetched.
You have to use your imagination, Fusebox. Okay.
I don't know if it's strong enough.
And our hero kind of like he lost his mother at a young age, grew up with his father. Father's kind of distant, but he dove kind of into technology, was interested by computer security. He was on the dial-up internet back in the day, and he was able to just see all the flaws in the computer systems in the bank, and he poked fun at it, and they caught up to him and threw the book at him and threw him in jail. Here he is coming out of jail in the book, in the page on the screen. But luckily, he was able to get into some Bitcoin mining before being thrown into jail. He had accumulated some Bitcoin, and he had kept it in his mind in the form of 12 words. So kind of like you could remember your password for your account online, you can remember 12 words, and that will give you access to your Bitcoin once you reach your computer again. So he's coming out of jail, and he's got a fat stack of coin in his head, all stored in his memory. And he's coming back to the real world. And now, instead of being like a skinny computer geek, he's built some muscle mass in prison to keep himself safe. He's learned all the tricks and trade of the criminals, but he's kept his moral compass at the same time. He's a good Christian boy, and he wants to do good, but he's not afraid to break the law anymore because he's lost faith in the government. He's lost faith that our leaders and that authority are acting in good faith, in good standing. So he's decided to become a vigilante. So he starts ordering parts online on the dark web to build weapons and tools and vehicles, because he's a DIY guy, right? He likes to build things and tinker, and he builds this flying drone that he kind of dreamt up while he was in prison. Because in prison, you see they bring contraband in using small drones, right? They attach the contraband to it, they tape
Oh
it,
my lord.
they drop it in the courtyard, and the prisoners go grab it before the guards can see it and spot it. And he was noticing these things, and he was just like dreaming, like, if I could build a drone big enough to stand on, I could just fly on out of here. That was kind of his recurring daydream while he was in there. And of course, he couldn't realize that dream while on the inside. But when he gets out, he has such wealth that he can buy all the parts he needs and just build it out of his imagination and a little bit of internet research. Thank you, Apex.
Well, hell yeah. I mean, now the first, my main questions, let's see. Well, number one, did he ever go to poutine on the Ritz?
Yes, that's the next page in line, and you can see the pages in the trailer. So if we watch the trailer later, you'll see him go into the poutine on the Ritz, and he meets his first ally, who happens to be a trucker, right? You see a big truck there parked next to it. The trucker is inside having a meal there, and they team up very shortly in the first book, but he's going to become a recurring character. And I found that people like the trucker, like that he becomes their favorite character. Like people really latch onto him because truckers were kind of a heroic figure here in Canada during the lockdowns. They were the ones who fought back to the government for the abusive mandates. Yeah, they said you can't keep forcing people to take an experimental shot or lose their jobs. You cannot, because I lost access I couldn't go into restaurants, and I was...
Wait a minute, this doesn't sound real. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you have to imagine this, dystopian Canada in the world I'm talking about.
That's crazy. I don't know where you're pulling this from.
Listen, I have a wild imagination, it seems. And truckers fought back. They were the ones who fought back. And you know what? People donated on Give, Send, Go because they risked their jobs. None of that money made their way to them, Ben. The only money that found their way to the truckers was Bitcoin.
I knew that was coming.
Well, it's part of the theme, part of the story. There was a recurring thread here.
I knew it.
But I'm talking real life. So a man who goes by the alias Caribou went from truck to truck and handed them an envelope explaining what Bitcoin is and how to access it. And in that was a donation from people, from Bitcoiners around the world who wanted to support these brave men and women who stood up to the government. And the only money they saw was the Bitcoin. Everything else was seized through banks.
I'm curious. Does he have any faith-based powers or?
Yeah, so when he goes into the prison, he's just scared shitless, right? Because he's a scrawny computer geek going into jail faced with criminals. So on his first day, he prays to God to take his fear away, because the fear is the only thing that he's feeling right at the moment, and he just feels this absolute out of the water experience, that he's just terrified, and he prays for God to take his fear away, and an angel is sent and just takes the fear, and he becomes absolutely fearless. Hence the name Ratel, which is French for honey badger, because the honey badger has no fear. Honey badger is the animal that will attack animals 10 times its size. It'll go after lions, all sorts of beasts. It just doesn't give an F.
I know all about the honey badger.
There you go. A lot of people do. Honey badger's also the mascot for Bitcoin. So that's why I chose that as it. And but then, a lot of superheroes out there are called honey badger. Honey badger is used a lot. And when I heard what the French word for it, I thought, okay, that's a cool name for it. I'll use the French translation because everything's set in Montreal. Montreal's a French city, at least half of it is. So I went with that. It's a nice small name and has a nice ring to it.
No, it does, definitely. And yeah, it's a lot zippier than honey badger. Just Ratel.
There you go.
So yeah, so I'm sensing a few real life connections here.
What?
It's subtle, but it's there. I have an eye for these things. But so oh yeah, my big thing was my writer brain was kicking in when you were describing him as being upstanding, good Christian. First, my mind immediately goes to that is going to get tested eventually.
Of course.
We're going to have to push him to the edge.
Of course. Yeah. It gets really interesting real quick as well. And, when you do good and you make a difference in the world, evil forces notice it and try to take you out, as we saw yesterday.
Yep.
So a lot of demonic forces are going to go after him, but he's got a mission to accomplish, and good forces will be making sure that he can at least have a shot at making a difference.
Well, hell yes, indeed. Now, is this a character in the story?
Like, she is, yes. So she is called
Razum.
She is single. She's actually a virgin as well.
How is that even possible?
Well, she is part of a secret Soviet spy program. And part of making very powerful psychic spies was to have them keep all their sexual energy, and they were forbidden to mate. So she was kept a virgin to be at the height of her psychic powers, and she will lose most of her powers when she inevitably falls in love and meets a man and consumes the relationship. She will lose most of her powers.
That is a unique take on the psychic angle.
Is it? Yeah. So she was part of an underground remnant of the Soviet era, and she was sold as a very young child to the evil force in this book called Bankman, and he has her under her control to be able to spy on his enemies using her psychic powers. And here she is, escaping his grasp, because as a psychic, she can influence people's thoughts. So she has these magical little butterflies that follow her around. Other people can't see them, but they can feel them. They are a kind of representation of her power. So if a butterfly lands on your shoulder, you kind of fall under her spell. So any henchman that wants to go after her will just easily be sidetracked, easily be confused, and just forget what he's doing in life, forget his name and forget who he is for the time that he's under her control. So Bankman sends powerfully trained kung fu masters who have an iron will that cannot be distracted, and they are the ones who track her down. So you see them in the limo right here, not the limo, sorry, the Lamborghini. In the panel on the right, we have an interesting page where there's no clear panel definition. It's kind of a montage of
and no bra.
Well, listen, it's the club scene in Montreal. These French girls, they like to party, man. And this is based on real life, so I could not just pretend that they wear bras when they don't. That just would be inaccurate.
Look, I'm from the Sodom and Gomorrah of America, so I totally get it.
Well, yeah.
I gotta say though, I'm really tired of the old trope of Soviet engineered butterflies with magic powers.
Listen, it's a trope for a reason, Ben. It's because it works.
You've
'Cause
seen it
people
once, you've seen it a million times.
resonate with that. They like to see that. You got to get with the program, with the Soviet underground program, Ben.
The Soviets did a lot. I mean, hell,
Yeah.
they developing people with psychic powers, genetically engineering butterflies with magic abilities.
And, all unbeknownst to us in the public here.
Well, I mean, we all kind of know. I mean, everybody has heard about that.
Well, now that we have the internet, we're learning of these things, of course. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my lord. But yeah, I dig the outfit a lot.
Thank you. Yes, I've been getting a lot of good feedback about that, and I'm happy to hear that. This is the first page where he's meeting you see Razum climbing the set of stairs there, climbing the ladder to the what do you call it, the fire escape, and you see the two tiger twins in their shadows projected on the wall, going after her, but they're noticing the surprising presence of Ratel for the first time.
Hell yeah. So I'm guessing, like, does he have a specific? Well, I know you mentioned the main villain, but like, is it a specific organization or is it just the whole corrupt system that he's trying to bring down?
Yeah, it's specifically the corrupt system represented by bankmen. See, like, we can't go into representing something totally accurately in a 24-page comic. So to simplify things for the story, it's all kind of encapsulated in this evil, faceless man. So Bankman, you never see his face in the book. Kind of like Dr. Evil, what's his name? Dr. Claw in Inspector Gadget, right? You just see his hand.
Oh, yeah.
Just like make a fist, I'll get you, Gadget. And it's the same way with Bankman. You'll never see his face, but you do see his hands, holding a cigar. And you see his henchmen taking orders and going out into the world. And Ratel has to deal with the henchmen until he can isolate Bankman and make his way to the top, the one who controls the system and pulls the strings in the story context here.
Does Ratel have any abilities that would be related, like, directly to like a honey badger?
The fearlessness is what he has.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought maybe, like, he could, like, harden himself, kind of like the way honey badgers are able to go into, like, beehives and get stung a million times and not feel a thing.
Right. Yeah, that would be cool.
Well, hell yes.
Maybe he'll grow into it.
That's the beauty of works in progress. Always take notes in the back of your mind.
Dude, it's so, like, the early stages of doing something like this, like, the costume changed a lot in the early days. As a matter of fact, I had to redraw all three covers. When I drew the covers before starting the comic, I was trying to do just a lot of pinups to get as many visuals of Ratel as I could, and try different things out. I had to try a lot of stuff out, leave some stuff out, and the recurring stuff, kind of whatever stuck, kind of became what is in the comic today. Even this one has little ears that I kind of took out in the book. You'll see all the other panels, he doesn't have the little ears that are kind of folds in the mask, and reminiscence of some things I've seen in Deadpool comics as well. And people are asking for the ears. People are like, we do like the ears. You've got to bring those back. And I think maybe for issue 2, his mask gets torn in issue 1, spoilers. So he's going to need to get a new mask. So, maybe the new mask is going to have little ears that the people love so much, because you got to give the people what they want, Ben. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, being a writer in this kind of thing, we're basically prostitutes. I mean,
Well, you got to put out, right? You got to put out
Yeah.
a comic. You got to put out good art. You got to put out entertaining shows to get people to want to give your book a shot.
I mean, my Twitter is my Twitter is the sluttiest page.
I mean, there's a reason why we got hot babes in the comic as well. I mean, that's the first question everybody asks. Like, are there any hot? When I say anybody, I mean Corey Barton. Are there any hot babes in the book?
See,
How
for
hot
me,
are they, and how much are they wearing?
well, for me, that's Mo Biggs. Mo Biggs
Oh.
always he complained about how issue 1 of Outlaw Nights, like there's almost no hot girls. So there's another one technically in issue 2, but we're not going to get like a really hot woman until issue 3.
Now, you see, you're learning. That's good. Yeah, I wanted to make the comic. I thought it went through multiple drafts before I started drawing. And I wanted to make sure I had a good enough story in there, but also half of the book is really action with the baddies and a good kung fu fight, if you know what I mean. So I want to make sure, and this is not just for the first book, but I want to make sure that every book has good action in it. I don't want to have a down book that has no action. It always has to have.
That's pretty much
conflict.
That's been the formula I've been following too, pretty much.
Nice.
It's the whole, like, because it's technically, this is an action book, and because it's comics, I think people expect it to move faster than than like if you're watching a TV show. Yeah,
for real. And you get to see a good wall with the Tiger Twins in this one.
I would honestly love, like, just an issue of Outlaw Nights where everybody's just talking about their backstory shit, but people would go to sleep real quick. So,
well, that's the thing. As a writer, you get a kick out of all these things yourself, but you're not writing it for yourself. You're writing it for other people, and you're functioning in a limited space. Comics is very limited. I don't know how many pages Outlaw Nights is. I chose to do like 24 pages to start with because I wanted to put it out to get it done.
Yeah.
At some point.
Issue 1 of Outlaw Nights is 25, so
there you go.
We're pretty much the same.
So I'm thinking of going 32 for issue 2 because I think a lot of people are doing 32. I really like that one. It's not too much. It's not as overwhelming as 48, and because 24 is pretty tight, man. It's pretty tight.
Yeah, like that's the thing, because I think I might have mentioned this to you, but I don't. But issues 1 and 2 of Outlaw Nights were originally one issue.
Yeah.
And I split it into 2 in order to make it affordable.
Like my original script, like what ended up being the 24 pages is the same scene and story that was in the first 4 pages of my original script.
Oh, there you go.
I had just put too much in. Like, you want to throw everything into the first one, and I had to pull back and say, okay, you got to breathe. We have to feel these characters. We have to give them time and space to express themselves. So then I went the other way. I stretched it out too much. And then I was like, okay, I got to cut this down to 24. And all my scenes kind of got cut in half. And you know what? I think that's a good thing. It kind of forced me to get rid of the extra, the fat, and just focus on the essentials. And one of the feedback I get from my beta readers is this story has good pacing. You read this and it's well paced.
Well, hell yeah. And that is something that I am a Nazi about when it comes to like comics. It's like if the pacing is off, that's usually the first thing I notice. Because like there's been a couple of comics I've read where it's like it starts really slow and then towards the end it gets too fast.
Yeah.
Or like I think there was one where I think like 75% of it was like flashbacks, and we only just get into what's happening like 2/3 of the way through, and it's like no.
Yeah. It's tough, but you gotta find creative ways to make it work. And you know what? Having constraints, that's what works best with creativity, man. Creativity shines when you have constraints, so that's a good thing.
Oh, definitely, I would say. Because, yeah, I think for issues 1 and 2 of Outlaw Nights, I did a big outline where I had like a million things happening. And then when I started writing it, I almost immediately veered off of the outline and it just kind of flowed in a different direction completely.
For real.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, it's so much fun when you get the artwork. Well, I mean, you draw the artwork.
Yeah, I draw it, but dude, when I get it back from the colorist, because I have someone who's better than I am at colors, do the colors for the book. Dude, it's so freaking good. Like the one we were looking at is the double page spread. This is the midpoint of the book. He just put on his mask and he's taking his first flight over the city here. And I just got the colors back, and you can see them on my website, ratelcomic.com. This is the homepage now, and you can see that double page spread in color on the site. It's freaking gorgeous. And even my colorist was hyped, was like, dude, he just put on the mask and he's flying now. Send me the rest of the book. I want the other pages to color. Come on, let's go.
Exactly. No, I know.
The first half is the civilian portion, right? It's kind of like, okay, his civilian identity, his backstory. We have to get to know who the man is behind the mask. But at the halfway point, he puts on the costume, he has the toys, and he goes into action. And that's where the fun kicks in.
And Roygen, I wanted to say, like, this is technically the angle I'm doing with Outlaw Nights, because issue 3 is where we're going to start to learn more about Cyrus, like his backstory.
Yeah.
I just had to. I'm sorry. I have to be a narcissist every once in a while.
No, do it, man. I mean, I'm as interested in your book and process. As much as I like to talk about myself as well. You know it. I got you on my show. I love talking to other people about stuff. So don't hold back, man. It's always interesting.
Well, I think a lot of it comes from, it's like I'm relating what you're describing with your experience to my own.
Yeah. We're all into it. Like, you're not just interviewing me, you're making your own book as well. So we're all living it, which I find what's freaking fascinating about this space is we're all creators interviewing each other, supporting each other in a network. And that's so freaking fantastic. Like, it's almost magical.
It's awesome how we find commonalities between our style of working, or like the way things go, where like how you were describing how it's like you had a totally different plan for it, and then as you're writing it, you go in a totally different direction. It's like that was me totally. Like,
and I don't know if you got this as well, but talking to people, they're getting their feedback. People tell you what they want to see. Oh, you have to do this. You have to bring that. A lot of story. So listen, if you look at this page, if you look at the top right corner between the buildings, at the top, very top right, you'll see there's a bird, a little black shadow of a bird. So that was feedback from somebody that I showed the art to. He was like, well, yeah, at the university, the tower, there's a hawk that made a nest at the top of the tower. Like, are you going to draw the hawk in the tower? And I was like, I haven't heard about that. And he's telling me, yeah, there's a whole story. They put a webcam up there. You can see the hawk. I'm like, all right. I went back and I drew the hawk into the page, and he's there. So, that's fun stuff. That's an advantage of also being able to create in the public, because I'm drawing these a lot of times on stream. Right now, I'm showing you my face because, I'm doing the promo. I think it's better to show my face. But a lot of times when I'm streaming, I just stream the drawing table, because my favorite thing in the world is to be able to draw comics while I'm talking comics with my friends. And I really like that beat. And so on my channel, it's just hours and hours and hours of me drawing these pages and commissions and all that. And you can go back and just look at the thumbnails, and you can see all the pages of the comic at one stage or another being produced. So there's the first freaking test I did before I started the channel, when I was doing a YouTube test. It's called Test Stream or something. I'm laying out page one. That's where it started, man. I knew I had to be a presence online while I was doing this because it's part of making comics now is having a YouTube channel and putting yourself out there. I mean, not everybody, but in the comicscape space, that's how it works, man. You, as John says, grab a whore or grab an oar.
I like the first one better.
Yeah. I think you can do both. Why not both?
But I totally get that. Like the main reason I don't do that is just that I don't draw the comics.
Of course, yeah.
I just write them.
Yeah. I mean, you've got writer-led projects and artist-led projects, and the two are interesting. And I admire what you writers do as well, because you guys, you have to handle a lot of human beings. You have to deal with the artists, which, as we know, is like herding cats.
I think I've gotten pretty lucky so far in that the artists I've hired, not only are they awesome at their craft, but they're very easy to talk to and to work with.
Awesome, man. That's cool. That's good.
Because I have a tendency to be like, it's like they hand me a page and I give notes, and then they go and they change it, and then I might annoy them about something else, and they're very patient with me.
Yeah. I mean, it's how you grow. You have to be able to take feedback and take notes. I have my whole feedback process. Like when people give me feedback, I just grumble and I like, how can you not see my genius, my absolute genius? And then like a day passes and I'm like, maybe they had like an inkling of a good idea somewhere in there.
Exactly.
Maybe I could give them a benefit. And then 24 hours passes, 48 hours, 2 days in. I'm like, you know what? They were right about everything. I should just fucking listen to them and fix it. And so there's like the psychological process that goes with taking criticism. But it's how you grow. That's how you improve.
Oh, and Ruby, issue 3, that's kind of up in the air right now just because I still got to write it. And so, and honestly, like with the way that my funds are going right now, I might need a little bit of a gap in time before I get ready for the next campaign. So, but it's not gonna be like a year or anything like that. But
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I'm itching to get started on the second issue as well. Like writing, it's just like I'm upset. I'm completely thinking, oh, Corey, man, we were just talking about you. How you doing, man?
Corey, I've had my eye on Corey to do issue 3.
Yeah, he's a very talented artist. He's done amazing covers. He's done work for the Lord Otter. He's done work for covers for Aaron C. on Immortal Rising. The Blue Babe, which is...
Oh, I know it.
Everyone's seen the Blue Babe, right? Aaron is so good at marketing on Twitter, I've found. I've stole a lot of his techniques of putting his comic into memes now. I've just created a bunch of memes that I started pushing out this week. I think it's such a good idea. And yeah, Corey's a talented artist, man.
I tried to do something similar, but I don't know how to make memes to save my life. So I was just like, I'm just going to put a funny caption and share the image.
Yeah.
And nobody saw it.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
It's how it goes.
Hey, man, you win some, you lose some. I've been feeling fortunate. A lot of things have been working my way, but not everything worked out. I mean, a lot of duds, a lot of things, fell flat, and that's okay. More things worked than not worked, so I'm super grateful for that. And grateful for every backer, because a backer's a reader, and I'm looking forward to their feedback and hearing what they thought of it, so I can grow as a writer. Because I've been drawing comics for a while. I've been drawing a long time, but I'm new at this writer thing, But Eric Jelice's writing is easy, so it should be fine.
Well, I believe him.
Yeah, he knows what he's talking about. He has an authoritative voice.
How much Bitcoin would a human-sized drone cost?
Wow. That's a good question. Like, how many dollars would it cost? Would it cost like $50,000? If it's $50,000, it would be half a Bitcoin. But of course, the story takes place in 2023, so Bitcoin had not reached $100,000 yet. I think it was at $40,000.
So this is a very specific period piece.
Yes, and time in the comic is all laid out in block height. So block height. Remember, I was telling you like the ledger pages in the book of Bitcoin is called blocks. They come out every 10 minutes. So all the time is in the book is annotated in block height. So it kind of puts you in the sci-fi headspace. So this book is meant to feel like a science fiction book, but it takes place in the present. I'm just taking your hand and showing you all the sci-fi that exists nowadays. So it's kind of like you don't need to understand what it means. It's kind of like when you're watching Star Trek and Picard says, Stardate 25967. You don't know what that Stardate is. It doesn't matter to the story. It's the same with the block height. You don't need to know which one it means. But if you want to check it out, you can Google it. You can go research it, and it'll tell you to the 10-minute mark when that took place. So I'm being faithful to that in that way.
Now, I have to ask you, this has come up a few times in our conversation, so I have to ask you, are you a fan of Bitcoin?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it's just, there's certain things that you say, and it seems to be a recurring theme in your story here.
Yeah, okay, Ben, I don't really like to talk about that. I like to keep that in private.
Okay. I just want to,
keep it on the down low. You're not supposed to,
It's just, there's some hints. There's some little vague things I'm sensing in the ether.
Well, if you read between the lines, you might pick up a thing or two. He's like, Dogecoins. Elon Musk was hawking in Dogecoin. Dogecoin is just a copy of Bitcoin where they changed the settings on the coin.
Here's the thing, Apex. There's technically only one major hot babe in it, but she's going to be very prominent in it, so there will be plenty of times for her to be animated.
That's good.
But I'm trying to steer clear away from too much cheesecake, and I know that sounds retarded, but
yeah, why would you do that?
I'm trying to be all like, the story, the solid story.
I am an auteur. I am an artist. You must understand my craft.
But that being said, I really love this Soviet spy with her bioengineered Soviet butterflies.
Yeah, here she is giving you butterflies, right?
You see, it's so weird talking to the artist of a hot woman. It's like I'm talking to her dad.
You watch your mouth, boy.
It's like I'm asking for permission, like...
Can I take out your daughter? What are your intentions with my psychic spy there, Mr. Fusebox?
Well, I'm just saying, Soviets, the Soviets are awful, but I can fix her.
Yeah, right? And well, you got to remember, she lived a sheltered life within a specific, mind control program, so... She's all sorts of fucked up. Well, like all hot women are.
Oh no, Corey, don't be ashamed. Don't worry, Corey.
And here we have the Shaolin monks that are hired to go after the hot babe, also known as the Tiger Twins. They're twins who grew up in a monastery learning Shaolin Kung Fu. And they channel the energies of the tigers as shown in figure 1 up above. And that's kind of why they get hired, because they cannot be distracted,
Well, I think now this has to obviously be an alternate timeline 2023 because you've got a Soviet spy.
Well, she's a remnant of the underground Soviet program. So she was brought in as a child and as a remnant of that program. Yeah.
Well, I'm digging Shaolin monks chasing after Soviet spies. Like, that's got my ears perked up. So. Oh.
So enter another one of the evil henchmen. Her name is Mia Dusa. She is a Haitian woman who also was brought in as a child. She was brought in from Haiti as a part of the human trafficking network, sadly, but they noticed her stand out because she had dark powers. Her grandmother had taught her the ways of voodoo magic. And so that kind of saved her from being brought into a dark world. And, well, she's still in a dark world, but Bankman purchased her as to become part of his close teams of henchmen. And she's kind of a part of the inner circle of baddies protecting and doing the wills of Bankman. And she kind of has uses voodoo to resemble a Gorgon from the ancient Greek Medusa myth. So we call her Black Medusa because most of the time her hair is just long rastas, but she can use voodoo powers to change those rastas into snake, and her eyes light up and turn Bankman's enemies into stone statues, into marble statues, which is why when you go into his office at the top of his high-rise, it kind of feels like a dark museum because you have a lot of marble statues of people looking in horror, and they are fixated in time in their marble, form. But they were all turned into marble by this diabolical voodoo priestess.
Now I have to warn you. I do have a black character named Medusa coming soon. So I found a lot of people have overlaps in Comicsgate. Like I went on Ethan's stream Sunday and he was telling me, yeah, I have similar things to this, I have similar things to that. It seems that where our headspace is at has a lot of commonalities, but I'm sure that our execution of it will be very different. Oh yeah, my characters don't have superpowers. There's just a few with like bionic enhancements.
Oh, sweet, nice.
But yes, indeed.
So the last three images you see here are images to be used in trading cards. So as we pass we just passed the first milestone of $1,000. Not on Fund My Comic, but if you combine Fund My Comic and the Bitcoin crowdfund site called Geyser, I'm over the $1,000 mark. So there's at least one trading card will go out to all backers. I'm going to have to put out a poll to see which one they're going to vote for. I know which one they're going to vote for, but I want them to tell me which one. Just
this one, right?
Yeah, the Tiger Twins, obviously. Win,
okay,
right? Corey, this is your favorite, right? The Tiger Twins. I'm pretty sure.
I would agree. I mean,
who doesn't like buff dudes? And
they've got those muscles,
tattoos.
They look focused, and there's tigers.
Yeah, everyone loves tigers.
I mean, I don't know if anybody would really want this one.
Who wants butterflies, right?
I mean, again, Soviet butterflies. We've all been down that road before.
Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt.
But yeah, seriously, I love the thought you've put into the symbolism in this story of like the honey badger name not being too much of a gimmick. Because I think that's the thing I get nervous about with certain superhero things. It's like it can easily be like super cheesy, like oh, it's Wolfman, he has the power of a wolf, he bites people, and it's like, you know what I mean. It's like I like the fact that it's the name is more symbolic than anything else.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it comes from the mascot of Bitcoin. We're going to be seeing the world through the headspace of a Bitcoiner, and it's kind of his own quirks. And then all those ideas and worldviews are going to be bouncing off the secondary characters, which are not Bitcoiners, right? They're like going to be perceiving all this from an exterior point of view as well. So the interactions should be funny. But of course, it's a superhero action book, so there's going to be some corny superhero tropes that you're going to see. I wouldn't have it any other way. But it is very much a cypherpunk. Like, you are going to get hacking intrigues, computer security, comes into play once or twice in the story. So there's going to be a little bit of cypherpunk hacker, backstory, as well as the all-out superhero brawls and amidst the skyscrapers of Montreal, right?
Hell yes, indeed. And I mean, yeah, Montreal, it's great to do a story that isn't set in New York.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm very tired of from a lot of comics. It takes place in New York. I'm like, okay, how many effing superheroes does New York need? It should be the safest city on earth.
Exactly. There should be no more crime, right? It's just be like 90% costume people walking around and like 10% business folks going about their day,
Yes. And so, like, I like seeing books that kind of take place like in cities that aren't super well, they're well known, but I mean, like, super well represented.
Yeah, at least in comic space, I don't know that Montreal has been represented very much. Not in the superhero space at all. But it's a super interesting city. There's an old part of the city, as I was telling you, where they filmed the French scenes in X-Men. Like old architecture. You have the downtown area with all the big skyscrapers that you see in most every modern city. And then you have the Mont Royal, the mountain. There's a mountain right in the middle of the city. That's what the Mont Royal, that's what Montreal stands for. It's the Mount Royal. So there's a big mountain. There's a cross atop that mountain. I thought that was very symbolic of the Christian faith as well. It's kind of lost on in a lot of ways nowadays. And you don't see a whole lot of Christian ideology represented in comics either. Not that it's like the main theme of the book, but it's definitely part of the character as much as Bitcoin is,
Yeah, and that it's rare to find that in entertainment, especially, and I would say it's a good thing to bank on because, there's a growing movement back towards Christianity.
Right, especially in Comicsgate, a lot of support for that because it's rare. We don't see it a lot, so people support that. They're like, "Yeah, I'm happy to see it." It's kind of like we don't see that in mainstream. Mainstream has become very secular, not to say completely outright satanic. I'm looking at you, music industry. I'm looking at you.
Depends, Yeah, I would say it's more, they've just their whole idea of religious equality is just never to mention it, and I don't think that's the right way to go about it. But
so it's there. You see it, in the page 4 with the angel. Everyone mentions that page. It really stands out. I've even had some haters online, and they say "Oh, everything looks trashy except that page with the angel." So I'm like, okay, even the haters are see something in this one. So
I wouldn't call this trashy.
I mean, haters gonna hate. What can I tell you? It's you put your stuff out there.
So far I've only seen one hater, and that's because she's a famous, notorious hater who was using you to get to people she doesn't like.
Yeah. But it's a sign that your marketing is working as well when your work reaches people that are not the target audience. So I'm seeing this as a good thing. I've been working on this for a couple of years, Ben, in the shadows, in the darkness of being unknown. So now that it's reaching people's eyes to have different views on it, it's good. It's good to get your art seen and commented on, whatever thoughts they may have on it.
Well, so far, I mean, it all looks great to me.
And thank you, sir.
And I'd like to think I have a more refined palate than she does.
Yes, you do. You have good taste, Ben. I can tell.
So yeah, I think it's about time we play this here trailer.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let me grab my freaking music.
Yeah, I'm gonna open another bottle of wine here.
Thank you all.
Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah, I had to put him in my trailer because of my contract. No way I would have included him otherwise.
Well, I figured you were just trying to appeal to the gay audience, which good on you.
Well, you got to reach everybody nowadays. We're living in a gay old world.
That's okay. We need the twinks. Fusebox approves of the twinks.
Thank you all so much for coming on tonight. I really appreciate it. I especially appreciate Frederic Guimont. I'm just going to call him out tonight because, I don't know, I want to make everybody else jealous. And also, he's got a great name. Thanks for coming on, everybody.
Frederic Guimont. Okay, that is actually a really cool scene. I really like that. That's cool. Damn. That looks really cool, Frederic.
Frederic, what are you working on right now, man?
Hey, I know that guy. Oh shit.
Simple by design. Complex by act. Bitches and fixes. Money itself, but some prefer to play with JPEG scams.
Damn. There you have it.
So was that animated like by anybody, or was that done by AI?
Yeah, so that's Grok Imagine, which had come out like a week before I was putting my trailer together. So I was just throwing everything at it. Like 90% of it came out wrong and stupid and silly, but I kept the 10% that was not too bad and put it together in an interesting way. I had put too much AI in the first draft because when you first get these things, you kind of go overboard with it. People were saying we need to see more art, man. So that's when I got the idea of incorporating the AI scenes within the panels, and people seem to like that. So
Definitely.
I kept going with that.
Well, hell yes, indeed. And yeah, you have made a awesome first week. So let's keep it going, ladies and gents. I am dropping the link yet again. And for those watching in playback, I have got the link to this campaign pinned in the chat. So click on that. Get yourself a copy of Ratel.
got 3 different covers and a digital version for people who don't want to go the extra mile with the shipping and all that. It's available in PDF.
And that is a fantastic price.
Yeah.
It's very specific.
Yeah, so those are all meaningful into Bitcoiners. So these are numbers that represent the block rewards that we had throughout the different epochs in Bitcoin. So started with 50, so that's why I have the 3-pack at 50. Then it goes down to 25, and then 12.5, and then 6.25, and then currently we're in the 5th epoch where the reward is 3.125. So I wanted to imbue this project as much with Bitcoin themes. So I took the numbers that fit the closest with the actual value that I wanted to sell the book for. That's why the normal book is at $21. Why people are like, well, why 21, right? 21 is the most important number in Bitcoin. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. So when you speak to Bitcoiners, they understand it straight away. Oh yeah, 21. That makes a lot of sense. People who are not initiated to that, they'll ask about it.
God, this sounds like a cult.
It is, but it's the only cult where its members get richer. And
Lord Almighty. Well, if you get high up in Scientology, you can make some money.
No. Even the higher ups don't make money. Everything goes to the because the church is built up in different legal sections. You have a legal portion that has the copyrights. You have the actual people who run Scientology don't exist legally. They only exist known to them, which is the Sea Org. The Sea Org is not even a legal entity. It's really fucked up. I kind of looked into that.
You know a little too much about Scientology.
Dude, I am fascinated by people who will lie to everybody with a bold face and not feel any shame to that. I'm like, how can you do that? How can you do that? And,
well, also it's the fact that it's clearly a science fiction plot that they've turned into a doctrine.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing also about it is, first of all, they're really weirdos. So they've got interesting stories to tell. And they ran the ship so badly that all the higher ups quit and went and told their stories. So if you're curious about it, there's a ton of stories out there, and all of them match up perfectly because they're telling the truth once they get out.
Ay.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. Stay away from that mind control cult. Stay away from all cults.
Well, I would agree, which is why you need to get out of this Bitcoin racket you're in, man. They're brainwashing you.
Well, my life has been better ever since I got into it. So
that's what everybody in the cult says.
People get healthier. They get more free time. They get generational wealth. They start to eat meat, red meat, and sun their balls. That's what it's all about.
Well, I do need to do that last one more often.
All men should.
So yeah, I think we are going to wrap this one on up for now. I was hoping more folks were going to join us today, but they all decided to punk out.
Hey, I mean, people need to deal with the things that are happening in the world. I can't blame them.
There's nothing more important than Ratel right now.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
But yes, indeed, it is always a pleasure to talk to you, Frederic.
Yeah, man.
For those who are for those who do not know you, where can people find you?
Well, I'm on Twitter at Character Creator. I'm also, you can find all my links at ratelcomic.com, so you can see the samples here today. You can purchase the book, back the book on Fund My Comic. We're on number 1 on the homepage right now, thanks to the generous donations, tips from our backers. So do check that out. Have a look at the campaign, and if something strikes your fancy, please back the project. I think you'll enjoy the story. You'll be happy to add this to your collection and be thrilled to follow the story along.
Amen to that. Yes, we need Ratel in this day and age. We need somebody to save us with the power of Bitcoin from the Canadian government.
Hell yeah.
And real quick, just to do my little spiel, I almost forgot to do it. Where's my thingy? Right here. Okay, let me share. I'm getting faster. Ladies and gentlemen, Outlaw Nights issue number 2 is still in demand. We are almost at 1,500 on the Indiegogo. And if we can hit 2K, I will be sending everybody a preview of issue number 3.
Nice.
But yeah, ladies and gents, if you love space pirates, if you want to see what's going to happen to us in 1,000 years, and if you love good old-fashioned pirate themes being updated and brought into a cybernetic world, this is the book for you. We are currently on issue number 2 of about 10, and I highly recommend this book. And it's not just that I'm biased because I created it, but yeah, hang on. God, I am bad with this. Oh lordy. Okay, there we go. So yes, after you guys get your copy of Ratel, get yourself an Outlaw Nights, because and hopefully we'll do a crossover where there's a wormhole in time and everything just gets totally convoluted and messed up, and both of our cannons are broke, and we got to rebuild from the ground up.
That's what Comicsgate needs. It's like one storyline across all books where you have to buy all the books to understand the story and follow along.
It's part of the CG multiverse.
Yes,
That's really all you need if you're having issues with continuity and you're like, I don't know how to make this make sense. Well, it's a different universe.
I think we have to go further. Like, we can't just do one multiverse like DC and Marvel. We have to have multiverses.
Yes.
And travel throughout across multiverses.
Yes, that means that there is a multiverse that is opposite of another multiverse.
And they can't kill each other.
And then above there's a multiverse.
Yes, 4D verses.
So yes, indeed.
I think we got something here, Ben.
Oh, we're cooking with gas. We're doing it. Yes, indeed. And we are a little over halfway done with fulfillment. We still got, I still have a few more domestic orders, and then I'm going to do the international orders, which I'm sorry I had to put you guys off for last. It was only because of the costs.
Understandable.
But yes, I am of course your host Ben, aka the Fusebox. You can find me on Twitter at Fusebox7. You can also find me on Instagram at Outlaw Nights, and you can find me on Facebook under my real name, Ben Fuselier, Fuselier. And yeah, if you like anything we had to say, go ahead and hit the like button, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, be sure to hit the bell for notifications, and hell, if you didn't like anything we had to say, if you were offended by our attempt to indoctrinate you into the ways of Bitcoin, please go ahead and hit the dislike button. Because whether you love us or hate us, it doesn't matter. It feeds us. We're on YouTube. We crave attention. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad. Just give it to us. Thank you so much for joining us once again, ladies and gentlemen, and we will talk to you all later.
Yeah.